Well, today is a workshop being hosted as part of the Eeig project. It's a EU-assisted project dealing with broadband and how rural areas in Europe can set themselves up to get higher speed broadband. And we're involved as part of the ERNACT network.
And tell me about your presentation. What's your achievements? What do you hope to achieve from this conference here today?
Well, what I was actually doing was a lot of the participants are from other European countries, and what they'll be doing today and tomorrow is, having a look at Donegal in terms of the current broadband situation, and using their expertise to help us, I suppose, plan for next generation broadband. And what I was doing this morning was giving them a sense of what the current setup here is, to enable them then, to apply their skill and judgment as to where we move from here to the next stage of broadband development.
And where would you see broadband development now, say within the next 5 years in Donegal? Where I can only move forward, but where can you see it develop quickly?
This is the big challenge for us. You see, we're moving now to next generation broadband, higher speeds, 100 megs, 150 megs. And the problem for a rural area like Donegal is that you tend to find that the telecommunications companies will invest in the urban areas where who are easier to connect and where there's the better potential of an economic return. So for a rural area like Donegal, there will be a challenge in being able to get the kind of speeds that will be available in the cities. So we're hoping that from this project to have a look at what is being done in other European regions. There's a couple of interesting models there. There's a Finnish model actually where, in a rural area like Donegal, they've actually brought fibre to the home using local community-based organisations, and we're interested in talking to them to see how they've done that, to see maybe if we can pilot something similar in Donegal.
And again, as I say, you have a tough task because it's difficult to see for different companies to see the viability of maybe putting something in a rural area, maybe where there's only 100 people, compared to a town where there's maybe 1,000 to 1,200 people.
That's the challenge. That is absolutely the challenge. I suppose in time, the bigger towns in Donegal will get next generation broadband. The likes of Letterkenny here, there won't be a problem there, and I suppose Buncrana's and the Donegal towns. But for the people who live in the periphery of those towns, and for the people who live out in the rural areas, there will be a big problem in getting these higher speed broadbands, these higher speed broadband services to them. There's no doubt about that.
What about the likes of satellite or any other options where satellite could actually maybe beam it down? Would that sort of maybe curb that problem, or would that what's the information behind that?
The satellite services are currently available, but they cannot deliver the higher speeds that will be required in the future as of yet. Now, these technologies are evolving all of the time, and perhaps the satellite offering will evolve, but at the minute it isn't capable of delivering the kind of speeds that are needed.
Now, one of the things I had the pleasure of working on the weekend, I was working with BT, and we were doing the Other Voices, an event that was streamed live through BBC, through YouTube, through all the different platforms, plus then the same concert was pumped into all the bars around the city and other different music venues, plus then other people could tap into it. 70 megabytes minimum. The quality is fantastic, no glitches. Can you see a level when Donegal could possibly get to that stage? Maybe
I can. I think in Letterkenny we would have the capability at the moment to do that. But I suppose once you move outside of Letterkenny, there will be a challenge. In many of the rural areas, wireless broadband provision is the main facility in use, and currently it wouldn't be able to support those kind of speeds. So that's typical of the kind of challenge we have to face over the next number of years.
One of the good things about here today is we do have a number of different players from different European countries that are able here to give advice, and we can. The good thing by being part of Europe, we can tap into that resource.
Yeah, in this Eeig partnership, there's a lot of expertise, both from government, local government, from academia, from telecommunications companies. So we're very interested in seeing what the outcomes will be. they're going to actually look at a portion of the county, it's actually the region around Donegal, as a case study, and have a look at what's currently there and apply their expertise and knowledge in designing a solution to satisfy the next generation broadband requirements. So we'll be very interested in seeing what comes out of this conference.
When I talk to you in Brussels, we've come a long way when it comes to communications infrastructure here in Donegal.
The scene in Donegal has developed very well in the last 10 years, there's no doubt about that. But the problem with the internet and the problem with telecommunications is that every day, every week, higher speeds are required to deliver streaming video and all the different applications that are in use today, and it's an ever-moving target. So you can never afford to stand still, and we have to be planning for the future.
Finally, would you prefer this or would you prefer the election counts?
I think the election counts are in the past, Shane. hopefully.
I think the cut and thrust election counts are for a bit of crack rather than missing all the excitement. And
it's probably better crack for the spectators, but it's not so good when you're in the middle of it, I can assure you.
What do you think of the new boundary? We're going to have an extra 7 councillors. This will be maybe counting now for a couple of days rather than the usual.
Yeah, it's going to be all changed the next time round. No town councils and an extra, is it 7? Yeah, 7 councillors. So we're going to have to extend the chamber to get them in. That's the first challenge we're going to have. 2014.